Again, everyone, we're going to be recording a Commander Rules game of Magic the Gathering. I'll be using my commander, Narset, the Enlightened one. Before we get into what Narset does, let's just decide to not go first, so we could always draw that extra card advantage wins games. Looking at this hand, I do believe that we are going to keep it, but we don't have the requisite mana rocks that I normally like. We're playing against a 5-colored commander, which potentially is just a Super Friends deck, while I have a bunch of come-to-play tap lands and nothing much to do in the first 2 turns. With the Hall, the Bandit, and Lords, we can really enable Narset to come out swinging. Narset the Enlightened one is an unbelievable commander. Enlightened Master, sorry. Basically, she is red, white, blue, and 3 for a 3/2 First Strike Hexproof. Saying no, First Strike is the natural enemy of Death Touch for as long as both abilities have been around. And Narset's second ability is what makes her one of the most broken commanders Magic has seen. Whenever she attacks, you exile the top 4 cards of your library. Until the end of your turn, you could cast non-creature cards exiled with Narset without paying their mana cost. This deck is a lot heavier in terms of spells to creatures, as you can see from my hand, but the creatures that are in it are extremely utility driven. We've got an Aurelia, we've got that Stag, that's Burnished Heart, that's the Stag that lets you search for lands, and very few other creatures. It used to be a lot more creature heavy, but as the deck evolved, and you'll see that if you're building a deck, if you're working on a deck, the decks evolve, it moved out and away from how it started, to the point where a few months after editing, you don't even recognize your deck anymore. Now, with the 2/2 morph, I'm not really worried. Especially considering, it's turn 3 40 life, I'm getting the land drops I need and the land draws that I need. The 2/2 is probably going to be, with a 5-color deck, anything at all. My guess is a Kirahu Spell Snatcher, which is a counter. I don't know of any slivers that have morph off the top of my head, but it could be out there. Sliver Queen, for those who don't know, a 5-color 7/7 from Stronghold, or in this case Tempest Remastered, the exclusive online release, is a 7/7 that used to have the text of counts as a sliver. For those who don't know, that was before the subtype, the super type legend existed, and it was just a summon legend. That was the way it was printed, with the text of Sliver Queen counts as a sliver. And for 2 colorless mana, you could put a 1/1 sliver token into play. A fantastic combo to beat an infinite number of opponents is a 3-card combo with Sliver Queen, Perforos, God of the Forge, and an Ashnod's Altar. Pay 2 mana, put a 1/1 sliver into play. Sacrifice your 1/1 sliver to add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. Put a 1/1 sliver into play. Now, this seems like a pretty pointless process, but your Perforos has this unique little ability that says whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals 2 damage to each of your opponents. That little each is real nice, simply because that's everyone. You're playing in a 30-player game for some ungodly reason, you're killing all 30 of them. Now, the beauty of the Sliver Queen combo is you're playing basic color ramping and basic slivers, mana weft sliver. You have that 5 mana on turn 5, plus any other creatures. You could really get that infinite damage combo off starting on turn 5. Now, by him playing the Utter End on my mirror, he has essentially, he's essentially slowed Narset from coming out and attacking. I could have unsummoned it, chose not to. It's just a mirror. I'll probably be drawing a land next turn, and I'm still not that concerned from his morph creature. event of the Sliver Queen falling, he will be tapped out. The immediate response to that will be to then unsummon the Sliver Queen, essentially giving myself an extra turn. Does not look like he's playing Sliver Queen. Prognostic Sphinx. Discard a card, it gains hexproof until end of turn, and tap it. Whenever it attacks, scry 3. That is some heavy duty scrying. I will not declare blockers at the end of turn. We will then unsummon the Sphinx in the hopes of drawing into the land I need, and now he has no blockers. Discard a card, even if he does to give it hexproof, it is tapped. One attack sometimes is all you need with Narset to unleash a can full of shenanigans. Alright, he has decided to give it hexproof, which still taps it. Now, I could have played the Chaos Warp on it. The worst possible land to draw. So what we will do... into the void, targeting both of them. Let him discard another card. He's icing his own hand. Yeah, he can scry 3 when he attacks. But, as I've said in previous videos, card advantage wins games. And it was a Kero Spell Snatcher, everyone. I deserve a medal. And with that, we will return a basic land to my hand to facilitate, you know, playing next turn. And we now have an open battlefield. We each have about 5 lands. I've got 1 more mana than he does. But he needs a blocker. And my guess is it is going to be the Sphinx again. Play the Spell Snatcher again is interesting. Now, it could be that he had another morph card and he's hustling us. It could be a Disruptive Student or whatever that thing is, Void Mage Apprentice. You know, we're going to go for broke. We are going to attempt to play the Narset. But to be safe, we are going to destroy one of his blue mana sources. Not the best play. Sometimes you gotta do it. Guess is he has the counter. Let's see what happens here. And our set has come out. Let the shenanigans begin, I hope. Every now and then within our set, you just see 4 cards exiled with nothing of use, but there you go. We're taking 2 extra turns right away, and he will be conceding as soon as that happens. No one likes to play Solitaire, except for the people playing it. That was deep, but not profound. There you go, everyone. Sees what's exiled, sees the 2 turns. Narset wins with 1 attack. Thank you all for watching.